Welcome back to another episode of Just a Bet Outside. It's week 5, best bets time, baby. We are excited. We got off to a good start on Thursday night football. We went 2-0 on the Instagram bets if you followed that. We'll get into that in just a little bit, though. Real quick, some housekeeping. We have a best bets recap page at the end of this video. So if you're someone who doesn't have 20 minutes or whatever it is to watch the whole video, go check that out. You can fast forward using those time codes and check that out. So hopefully that helps. One more thing, we got NBA preview videos coming next week, so stay tuned for that. We're pretty excited. But let's dive into real quick this ugly game we just saw on Thursday night. Any thoughts on that?
If you were trying to watch an entertaining, exciting game, you definitely didn't get that. I like defense, but man, the offenses and quarterbacks got to do something to keep you entertained because you get bored of it. Nothing was going on, so really glad we hit our bets. Those are pretty much piece of cakes for our bets. What
Yep.
did you think of the game?
I thought there was two high school quarterbacks going at it. I've already given you my Russell Wilson speech, and I
Yeah,
also put a little bit about Russell Wilson in my Instagram video I just posted. But he's just not a very good quarterback. And if you didn't watch the game, Denver fans left when it went into overtime. They can't even stand watching their team anymore.
yep.
Just think about that for a second. They were booing Russ. I mean, things are falling apart quick. We already know we got the best end of that deal as a Seahawks fan. But yeah, we hit Alec Pierce over 36.5 receiving yards. That was easy. We hit that, I think, by the third quarter. And then the other bet was the under. I mean, that could have went 5 overtimes and we would have hit that under. So that was easy. So nice 2-0 start to our week 5. We're on a roll after last week when we won over 4 units. So we're going to keep it rolling. We're going to go over a few games real quick and then go over our best bets and wrap this up. So game 1, Giants at Packers. That game's in London, reminder. It's at 6:30 a.m. on the West Coast, so 9:30 Eastern. It's not a very fun game. I don't know who decided to put the Giants in London and thought that was exciting for the fans over there. But Daniel Jones is a little hobbled. I think he's going to give it a go, but he is hurt. Tyrod Taylor's a backup. I think he's coming off a concussion too. So, yeah, what do you think about this game, Ryan? It's Packers -8 right now.
Yeah, that was a big spread, so I was thinking to maybe take the Giants. I was kind of leaning that way, but you're right. Those quarterback, the injuries, not sure what's going on with practice, so I stayed away from that one. And London, you just never know what you're going to get. Both teams are flying. Early start time, so I just don't like London games, so definitely staying away from those. Saw an interesting fact. Did you know Eli Manning was the first quarterback or the first touchdown in London? He ran one in. Eli Manning ran one in. I just thought that was a
That's
crazy.
Eli Manning rushing touchdowns, the first NFL touchdown in London.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what
Well,
I saw. I
yeah,
could be wrong,
obviously
but
he had wheels.
yeah,
That's
he
crazy.
motored.
Yeah, yeah, he had some wheels. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's I have a stay away on this. I mean, if I leaned one way, I can't even lean one way. I'm going to be honest. I think this line is right at -8. Um, the Packers don't really blow anybody out right now because their offense is just not as explosive. Romeo Dobbs is really coming through as a receiver, rookie receiver for the Packers. But yeah, this is a stay away game for me. So I don't think
yeah.
we need to talk about it anymore. Steelers at Bills. This spread is huge. I mean, this is the biggest one of the year. It is Bills -14 right now against the Steelers. Oh, how the mighty have fallen in Pittsburgh. It's Kenny Pickett time. How do we think Kenny Pickett's going to fare in Buffalo for his first start of his career?
Yeah, I want him to do good. I think it would be cool for the Steelers fans and everything like that. But this Bills defense is for real. They get after the quarterback. Some of the guys are kind of getting healthy again. Just hard to pass against. The Steelers don't have a running game. Uh, I think Kenny Pickett brings some energy to the Steelers, but yeah, not enough. Bills are a dominant football team.
Yeah, he's going to need to bring more energy. He threw 3 picks just yesterday, or yeah, on Sunday. So he's going to have to bring a lot more than that. He does get all week to prepare as a starter, which will help. But
That helps.
if I had to lean, I'm going to be honest. I think it's still Bills -14, even with that big spread. I
It's
think
huge.
I think Pickett could easily throw a pick six or two. I can see him getting 2, 3 interceptions in this game. Steelers are 0-8, I believe it is now without TJ Watt. I mean, he's huge for that defense. He's not
Yeah.
the only reason they're losing. Their offense is just horrendous, and their O line is struggling. So we'll see what Kenny Pickett does, but I don't know why he's starting in Buffalo for his first start. It's interesting to see. But uh,
Trubisky wasn't doing anything, so Tomlin had to finally make this decision. Like, I think they wanted to wait until after this game, but they just couldn't do it.
I get it, but you want to protect the guy's confidence a little bit. You
That's
already won
true.
a three. This seems a waste, but I do get it. Third game, Dolphins at Jets. It's Bridgewater time. Tua's out, obviously. And it's the Dolphins right now at -3.5. In this game, I do lean Dolphins. I think that's kind of a disrespectful line for maybe a top five team in the NFL right now. Just because the Jets beat the Steelers at the last second last week, I think it's why it's this low. And Bridgewater, it might not be that big of a drop from Tua to Bridgewater, to be honest. They have such good weapons on the outside that I
Yeah.
just think Teddy will be fine. So I lean Dolphins -3.5 on this one. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I can't lean that way just because the Jets have been gritty this entire season, trying to keep things close. They won a close game last week, not overtime victory, but the onside kick. So I can see them being down 10 and still getting a late touchdown and making it under 3 and kind of screwing a lot of people that way. So I would just kind of stay away from it. Just wait to see what Teddy Two Glove can do with the
That's
Dolphins
right.
offense.
Teddy.
Yeah,
He looked good when he came in last week. I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie.
See one of
But when
those
you
Two
got Tyre
Gloves in Miami, that has to get hot under Two
your
Gloves.
your hands gotta be sweating at that point. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Good question. He's got a ice pack in his pocket though. Yeah, in Miami. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I don't know if you saw Tyreek Hill talk. They were saying, talking about his stats and new quarterback, and he said he was able to put up stats with Alex Smith, I think it was. And they just kind of asked him, can you just perform with anybody? And he looks at the reporter and goes, "If you're throwing, I'll put up numbers," and that kind of thing. Like he is confident. Him and Waddle are studs. I think they know to get them the ball. So, I still think they're going to put up a lot of points and cover that spread.
Yep, makes
But
sense.
it's time. We wait for this all week long. We put in the work. We put in the research. It is best bets time. I got four for you today. Ryan's got three. We're gonna keep this train rolling because it is moving right now. We're doing well. We're not gonna have a great week every week because that's sports betting, but hopefully we can get this streak going a little bit. So I'm gonna go first. Browns +2.5. They are at home against the Chargers, who are still banged up, and I'm kind of confused why the Browns are getting almost a field goal. And I think it was over a field goal at one point. It's gone down to 2.5. The Chargers still probably won't have Keenan Allen. They have no Joey Bosa. It's a second road game in a row for the Chargers. It's a tough spot. So I almost took Browns money line. I wouldn't say anything against that. I think that's a good bet too. But I'm going to go Browns +2.5 to be safe at -110. Listen, the matchup here. The Chargers struggle against the run. Guess what? The Browns do pretty well. We all know Nick Chubb. They run the ball. If they actually give him the carries he needs, they will run the ball down their throat this game. So the Browns' weakness on their defense is their run defense. That doesn't really matter because the Chargers have not been able to run the ball very well this year at all. So Eckler had 3 touchdowns, I think, last game. Finally, his first 3 of the year, but I don't even think he had that many yards. He just happened to get some touchdowns. So I think the matchup's terrible. They're at home. Bad spot for the Chargers. Kind of confused by the line. I'm going to go Browns +2.5 as my best bet. First one. You're up.
Nice. Yep. I'm going to go with James Robinson over 61.5 rushing yards. The Houston Texans don't play any rush defense. They can't tackle anybody. James Robinson didn't have a great game last week, but it was a sloppy field. The Eagles defense is amazing. So yeah, I think this is where you just turn around, hand him the ball, make sure Trevor Lawrence isn't turning the ball over and fumbling the football or anything like that. But he's been dominant all year, doing pretty good. So I would go with that at -115 for James Robinson. And how about you?
I
What's your
love
next
it.
one?
I love it. I think the Houston Texans have one of the worst rush defenses in the league. And I think James Robinson's gone over this like 3 out of those 4 games already. So that's a great bet. I'm surprised that's not a higher right there. So that's your bet. My next bet, Ravens -2.5 in the first half. Remember, this is a first half bet. The Ravens suck in the second half. We've all seen it. They've blown 2 17-plus point leads in the second half already in the last 3 weeks. I don't even want to mess with it. They're going to come out on fire, and they're going to take it to the Bengals in the first half. The Bengals are going to struggle. They struggle with that two-shell defense that the Ravens play, kind of funneling everything to the middle. And I don't think the Bengals O-line can hold up enough to get receivers deep, which is what Burrow likes to hit when you got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So I think the Ravens come out hungry, come out fast, and they're up by at least a field goal after the first half. So that's at -110. What about you?
I like that. That's kind of what we talked about in our last video about, favoring the Ravens in the first half. My
Yeah,
next, yep, my next bet. I'm gonna go Cowboys plus 5.5 against the Rams. Yes, I'm not a huge fan of the Rams, so I'm definitely doing
here
this.
we
I
go.
was even, yep, here we go. I was even thinking about taking the money line on this one, but I just couldn't do it. So I'm going Cowboys at 5.5. For with the odds of -110. The Cowboys just play great defense. The Rams are really struggling on offense. They can't run the football like at all. The only offense they have is Cooper Rush. So, I mean, it's Micah Parsons meeting Matthew Stafford in the backfield and Diggs covering Cooper Cup. And we'll see what happens. I feel like he's going to get a couple picks or at least a pick potentially because Matthew Stafford's willing to force it in there. And I think the Cowboys will be just fine and hang in there and definitely do all right. What do you think?
Yep. No, I think you meant to say Cooper Cup is their only
Oh,
offense, not Cooper Rush. But there's two Coopers. Whatever.
yeah, two Coopers got me
So
kind of confused on this game. So
it
my
is what
bad.
it is. It's a Cooper show, but it's not a bad bet. Like we mentioned, the Cowboys haven't played a lot of good teams at all, and I know
Right.
Rams are elite right now, but they're probably better than what Cowboys have faced. But in this game, I see it be a low scoring game. And when every time you're getting, 5, 6 points in a low scoring game, I mean, you kind of got to take it. So I
Yeah.
do like Cowboys plus 5.5. They probably have a good chance if they should be able to get pressure on Stafford. I mean, their all line is struggling, and that's what the Cowboys do best. So that could be a rough matchup for the Rams, definitely. My third bet, it's a money line parlay. So just picking two teams to win. I am staying away from teasers this week. I need a break from the teasers. I'm 0-2 on those. So money line parlay. These both have to hit. It's 49ers money line and Eagles money line. That's right. I need the 49ers to just win their game. It's at Carolina. Do I need to talk about Carolina again? They are horrendous. Okay, they're bad. 49ers best defense in the league. We talked about last video. I think they've given up 46 points or something like that. Best defense in the league. They should beat Carolina. They can beat them by one for all I care, but they should beat them by at least a touchdown in that game. Bet number two on that parlay is the Eagles money line. All they have to do is beat the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals, they're 0-7 against the spread in their last seven at home. So don't get confused by Arizona being at home. They are not very good at home at all. They're a much better road team. All I need is the Eagles to beat them. Are you kidding me? One of the top two teams in the NFL to beat Arizona, Niners to beat Carolina. I don't care that they're both on the road. I don't at all. Lock that in. That's plus 100. That's a good money line parlay. So what's your last bet?
Yep. I'm going money line parlay as well. I'm going to go Buccaneers and Titans money line. The Titans are facing the Commanders. Commanders are not playing good football, I don't think, at all. They're really struggling on offense. And I think the Tennessee Titans kind of starting to figure it out. They had a brutal schedule at the beginning of the year. This division's still up to grabs. Yes, the Colts just won on a miracle game. Not a miracle game, but Thursday night game against the Broncos. But I feel like this is the time for the Titans to go. This is still our division. We're still going to win this division and get into the playoffs this way. They're starting to feed Derrick Henry the ball, and yeah, they're going to win that game. And the Buccaneers, they're facing the Falcons. Uh, Falcons just aren't a very good team. They stay close, but the Buccaneers defense is still good, and I think they finally figured out their offense last week against the Chiefs. So hopefully that continues and we get a win, and that's plus 116 for the money line there. So I like that
I
odds.
love that. Gotta love that. The Bucks are actually like 10-point favorites in that game, and I do remind you that Grandpa Goat has not lost 3 games in a row in 20 years. So
Right.
all he's asking for them is to win, not to cover, just to win. I think the hard part of that parlay is going to be the Titans. Obviously the Bucks are kind of a throw in to get that plus money. So,
Yep.
all right, that's a good bet. We're gonna wrap it up with my final bet. It's going back to the 49ers and Panthers. It is under 39 points in that game. That is gonna be ugly. Listen, it's not gonna be as ugly as that Thursday night game we just watched. That was a train wreck that you just couldn't look away. It was horrendous. To think that one of those quarterbacks is getting paid 250 million. Okay, sorry. I won't go on that. Under 39, 49ers, Panthers. 49ers have given up this year 19, and that was, I think, on a turnover to the Bears in a sloppy field in the first game. 19, 7, 11, and 9. That's what they've given up. And now
Impressive.
they play the Panthers. The Panthers. and they're a bottom 10 offense. We can all agree to that, right? Maybe bottom 5. So you assume maybe the Panthers get 10. Do you see the Niners getting 30 to make that a 40 point? No. The
No.
Niners in their 2 road games, they've scored 10 points in each game on the 2 road games. So this game is sticking under 39. I don't even think it's going to be a sweat. I see like a 17-10 49ers win, maybe 20-10, and I'm still under by like 10 points. So under 39, 49ers Panthers minus 110. What do you think about that one?
I was just wondering if there's a bet to see how many times Baker Mayfield's going to hit a defensive lineman in the face or in their hands. There has to be a bet for
The
that one,
over
right?
under is 4.5. The over under is 4.5. He went over
Okay.
last game.
Okay. Makes
Will he
sense.
make it through this game? When the Boo Birds come out, the coach's job is on the line. Is it Sam Darnold time? What are they going to do in Carolina if he starts struggling again?
Yeah, Sam Darnold just gave rather than hitting defensive linemen in the face, he would throw it to the other defensive backs. Like, so which one you want? I mean, you're
Yeah,
still on the field with it
yeah,
incomplete.
yeah. He'll hit them in the chest though. Yeah, he'll hit the linebackers in the chest. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's struggle time for Carolina. They just don't have a quarterback who can lead that team. But
yeah.
yeah, those are our best bets. Now we have this fancy little best bets recap page, just so you know kind of what we're looking at. Here we are. So just a reminder, we got James Robinson. These are Ryan's bets. James Robinson over 61.5 rushing yards. Cowboys at plus 5.5. The money line parlay, Bucks and Titans money line at plus 116. And then you go over to the man, the myth, the legends picks. Steven, that's me. Moneyline parlay, 49ers and Eagles money line plus 100. Under 39 for that 49ers Panthers game. And by the way, I also like the Panthers team total under 16.5 in that. It's not an official bet, but just a thought. Browns plus 2.5 is another one. And the last one is the Ravens minus 2.5 in the first half. There we go. We have it. We got the best bets out. It's time for some more winners. Please follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You're missing out on some winning picks. Other than that, you got anything else to say about week 5?
I don't think I do. I think we covered pretty much everything. Let's go out and have another awesome weekend as far as our bets go, and hopefully the Seahawks get another win. Always rooting for that, but I didn't put any bets on them. But still got to root for the
Yeah.
Seahawks.
No, we didn't. We'll see how that goes. But more importantly, real quick, this is a sports podcast. The Mariners are playing on Friday, today. Playoff game for the first time in 21 years. Go Mariners. Luis Castillo on the mound. Let's go, baby. All right, enough baseball. I know you don't want to talk too much baseball. Okay. Reminder: NBA videos coming next week. Recap Eastern Western Conference. We're gonna get into it. That season starts very soon, very soon. So other than that, yeah, thanks for listening. I appreciate all of you that have subscribed, and look forward to another good week. I'll have some more Instagram videos for maybe that Sunday night primetime game and probably Monday night. So, and also we're gonna get our recap video out probably Monday morning, so a lot earlier than we've been doing. So, thanks for staying with us. Appreciate it. Have a good one.